everybody hear me? How's everybody doing here today? My name is Jordan Meltzer, and I work on the community team here at Housecall Pro. And as Ruben said, you guys all know me pretty well, as I was a guy that just would not stop hounding you guys to get here to the event today. I also have some SDRs down in the office that did an excellent job. So looks like we all get to keep our jobs, and thank you guys all for coming out. I'm here today to talk to you guys all about something that's important for both your business and your customers, and that's recurring service plans. Now, everybody knows this customer. Her name's Sarah. You know, she's a dentist by day, she's a mother by night, she's got a husband and 2 kids, one of which plays Little League Baseball with your son. And Sarah is what we all like to call an ideal customer. You know, she's affluent, she's got a need for your services, and she's got a group of friends that she's eager to refer your business over to. Now, Sarah also has what I like to call potential customer revenue. And just like the battery that powers the iPhone in your pocket, I want you to think about potential customer revenue as the battery that powers your home service business. Now, this is how over 80% of home service professionals power their battery. Bar number 1. They invest in website and SEO. Sarah, for example, found you directly through your webpage. Bar number 2, you do the work. You provide an excellent level of service for your customers to get them coming back. And bar number 3, you follow up via email, via text message, 6 to 12 months after the job's completed. But as you can see, this is where over 80% of home service professionals stop generating revenue from their business, when in fact, there's a whole nother 50% of revenue, missed revenue in the form of recurrence that you're not getting currently. And that's because that a majority of folks are doing all of their revenue from one-off installations, one-off cleanings, one-off repairs, when in fact, there's an opportunity to pursue this missed revenue that you're not currently getting. Now, I want to tell you guys all a little story, and I know what you're all thinking, you know, does this millennial even remember what Blockbuster was? Well, to answer your question, I do. And about 10 to 15 years ago, probably more like 10 years ago, I'm not that old, my dad took me to Blockbuster, and I rented perhaps the greatest movie of all time, and I know you guys are all going to agree, Rambo First Blood. Now, raise your hand if you like Rambo, because I know I love Rambo. Exactly. So I probably took that movie home, Rambo, on DVD or VCR, whatever it was, and I probably watched that thing like 15 times, right? And Sylvester Stallone, the guy that played Rambo, he was a pretty smart guy, and he said, hey, there's a bunch of 10-year-old kids out there that want to watch this movie. So he made like 5 of them, right? So I grabbed my dad about 2 weeks later, and I said, Dad, they have Rambo Part 2. Let's go get it. So I went all the way back down to Blockbuster, was super excited, only to find out, guess what? It was sold out. They didn't have it, and I was crushed. I think I ended up renting some crappy like Chuck Norris film. Like, no wonder that guy turned into an internet meme. But seriously, it was a bad experience, right? And see, what happened to Blockbuster? The way that their business model was set up was based off one-off charges, right? And so what happened to Blockbuster, guys? They went under. And who replaced them? Can anybody guess? Netflix. See, exactly, Netflix. See, Netflix understood something that Blockbuster never could. And that was that they needed to take their customers' potential customer revenue and turn it into guaranteed recurring revenue in the form of subscription-based services. Now, raise your hand here today if you're using a system like Netflix, like Hulu, like HBO Go, like Amazon. Well, my mom pays for all 4 of them, but that's besides the point. Now, keep your hand raised if you haven't even logged into Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, at least one of these services within the last month. I know that I don't even know the login for my Hulu account, but that is totally okay with me because I'm okay with myself paying for it, or right now it's my mom, but don't worry about that. It would be myself paying for that service because I know when that Rambo TV show comes out in 2 to 3 months, I can get that service on demand at a time that works convenient for me. Now, in bringing that back to your home service business, that's exactly how you have to look at your customers. Look at them all as a battery and try to fill them up to 100%, and do that in the form of subscription-based services and the recurring revenue that it's going to bring to your business. Now, what is this going to do for you? Number 1, it's going to guarantee you repeat revenue each and every month. You're going to have money that's coming in from your customers from the form of these recurring service plans. Number 2, it's going to keep your customers happy. Just like I'm happy to pay Hulu each and every month for their service, your customers will be more than happy to pay knowing the fact that they're going to be having a certified pro that's good at what they do coming to serve them at a time and a place that's right for them. Number 3 is boost customer loyalty. So let's just say you take my advice here today and you start using recurring service plans. And so you've been servicing Sarah maybe 3 years from now, and that 1985 HVAC unit finally breaks down. Who else is she going to go to except for that HVAC guy or gal that's been her guy or gal for the last 3 years? She's not going anywhere else for that expensive new installation. She's going to you. And beat seasonality. That goes right back to guaranteeing repeat revenue. Give your customers the opportunity to book you through these recurring service plans, and you're going to beat that seasonality. Even during the times where it's slow, you're going to be getting that recurring revenue coming into your business. And lastly, just generating value. And that's this whole thing all packed together. Give your customers the opportunity to book you for their service at a time that's convenient for them and get that recurring revenue to come into your business. Now, I'm going to be pretty quick with this, but I'm going to show you just how easy these service plans are for you guys to set up for your account. Right? This is Command Center. I don't know. I'm a big Apollo 11 fan. I don't know if you guys know it was the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission back in July. And this is what I like to call the Command Center. The Command Center has everything you need to know, right? At the top right, it has the recurring revenue you're generating for your business each and every month. On the bottom right, it has when the next service is for that specific customer. On the bottom left, it's the plans that you offer. Maybe you offer a gold, a silver, a bronze plan. And at the top left, it's the all-time amount of revenue that you've been generating for your business. And the best part is, when are you guys going to be getting your customers to hop on these service plans? It's the bar number 2. It's when you're doing the work. It's when you're providing that excellent level of service for your customers and building that rapport. Because when you do that, they are most often ready to get on a service plan with you. So this is exactly what it's going to look like out in the field. You select the service plan, right? Again, gold, silver, bronze. Keep it simple. Give your customers a couple different options. You're going to win regardless. Next, select a plan. The best part about it, you can build them every month, every 6 months, once per year, or all up front. It's totally up to you and your customer. Select a plan. It's as simple as it looks. Just like you'd be doing that normal job for $150 a day, let's throw you on that service plan for $30 a month moving forward, and the total is $180. And that's it. Get the signature right then and there. You lock them into a contract. You lock them into a recurring service plan, and you win. So without further ado, I want to bring up a colleague of mine, Caroline, along with a couple different of our pros that are currently using recurring service plans. And we're going to ask them some questions, and of course, you guys are going to give some feedback as well. We want to hear from you guys. So without further ado, if you guys would please come up. So we have Jason Shadowin of Service Detectives, Thornell Hunter, and Milton Green. Is Thornell here in the crowd right now? Oh, there he is.
All right.
Take it away, Caroline.
All right. How's it going, guys? Good. All right. So we just have a couple questions for you. We would love to hear just more about like how you guys are using service plans in your lives, in your businesses, and then we can take some questions from the audience and just all learn. Sure. I'd love to hear from each of you. How do you all use recurring service plans in your business right now? Jason?
Yeah. So we use it for just ongoing work and revenue. That's a big part. Can you hear me? I'm getting this put the microphone in your mouth thing going on. So ongoing work, revenue, as you mentioned, creates loyal customers. They keep calling you back.
Nice. Awesome.
Same thing he said.
No, but
yeah, service plans, keeping making sure the guys stay busy. Just keep making sure all of the maintenance and warranty work is good for the HVAC equipment, and that's about it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Like we're just looking to generate revenue that's going to come in every month. That's going to, even during our slow seasons, are going to help us get through. The carpet cleaning industry, it gets slow during the winter. I don't know if you guys experience that at all, but it's good to have a good revenue coming in for that. Yeah. So we're utilizing it for that reason.
Nice, cool. And how many plans do each of you offer to your customers, and how did you kind of come up with that number?
So right now, we just offer like 3 different plans. So we have like gold plan, a silver plan, and a platinum plan. And so the way we came up with it is one plan is straight maintenance, And then another plan is maintenance and warranty. So if the unit breaks, the customer doesn't pay labor, they just pay a service charge, and then we come out and fix it for free.
Sure. We customize our plans per customer, so it depends on what they need to have done, how many times a year they're going to utilize us. So basically, we come out a couple times a year to give them carpet cleaning, at the 6-month period, and then also the 1 year period. But it's customizable per what they need. If they need pet treatments, we're gonna customize that into the recurring service plan. So they're getting what they need, not necessarily what I need, but the best way we can service them, basically.
So we are electrical, heating and cooling, and generators as well. And so we have each individual plan for each system, and then we also have our Elite plan, which covers heating, cooling, and electric, and then our Elite Plus, which covers all 4.
Cool.
So Milton, I have a question for you, and I know that you work in the carpet and upholstery business.
Sure.
So what are the main objections that your customers bring to you when you're trying to sell them on a recurring service plan?
So one of the main objectives is basically people are like, well, I don't want to prepay for a service that prepay and put my money out there, and are you going to be trustworthy to come in? So I think that's one of the biggest things, is like, well, I'm prepaying for this stuff that you're going to do at the 6-month period. But I think what comes along with that is if you have a good reputation and the customers can trust you, that really is that answers itself. I mean, you could easily kind of thwart that problem, and but that's the biggest thing, is like, hey, my money's gonna be tied up with you. But that's also a beautiful thing. The money's tied up with you. That customer is coming back to you because they utilize you. Your money's already there. It's like the gym membership that nobody goes to. You know what I mean? So, but the money's there.
Yeah. Has it ever happened where a customer was objecting, you overcome the objection, they get on a recurring service plan, and maybe 6 to 12 months down the road, you end up getting a huge job from that customer?
So I'm fairly new to the service plan thing, so I haven't come up against that personally yet. So, but I mean, also the money is there, so they can get more things done the next time you come out. So say if I'm coming in to clean a couple of rooms, I come in to clean those 2 rooms, and like, hey, by the way, while I'm here, why don't we do the tile, and I'm going to give you 10% off because you're signed up for us. We're going to give you benefits of it being a client of ours. So
Yep.
Yep.
Thornell?
What was the question?
Are there any specific objections that you feel that you get when you're trying to get your customers on service plans? And that might not happen. Maybe you don't get objections, but if there are any specific ones that you face?
Yeah, so we don't really have any objections from the customers. All the customers are interested when you bring it to them. The thing is getting them to sign up right away. So right now I'm trying to create something, an incentive to allow the customers to want to sign up right away. But other than that, who's going to say, I don't want my furnace maintenance or my AC maintenance, So it's all about getting them to sign up right away.
So biggest objection I probably see is they've just been screwed over by another contractor of some sort. I hear that one probably the most. So it's just then building the trust back in them and educating them.
Okay.
My biggest objection.
Yeah. So could you guys walk us through your process of, like, you're at a customer's house or you're talking to them and you want to sell them on a service agreement? What do you say to them? How does it go from there?
Yeah. So usually with me, I've just went through different safety concerns that there may be in the home, and now we're starting to talk and transition from that aspect over to getting ready to show them some options on what we can do. One of the ways I can save you some money today and in the future is definitely with our club memberships. And then we actually have it printed out, and so I break this out. We provide it with electrical, heating, cooling, and I go through, on your electrical system, for instance, we go through and tune up your electrical panel, just do a really good thorough inspection, make sure everything's working properly, go through the rest of the house, check out the safety receptacles, make sure your smoke and seal alarms are working properly, and then I just go through a little bit more of the list. But some of the other benefits of that is that there's no dispatch fees during normal service hours, so you're going to save a lot of money there. We also have priority scheduling, up to 15% discounts on service, club membership only coupons. So as you can see, the benefits are quite a bit. So
Yeah, I'm sold.
yeah.
So pretty much the same thing. We usually kind of wait towards the end of the repair. We want to make sure that we got the unit actually fixed, customers happy with us, we build trust, and then so we have same thing, kind of like a brochure, kind of explaining exactly what each plan is. So we got like a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, And so like we do warranty work, and customers who have a warranty already can't take advantage of the plans that we have for a warranty. So at that point, we'll just offer them the silver plan, and that's maintenance only. And so the cool feature that I like about Housecall Pro is when it's time for the customer to pay, you just click pay. But see, this customer already signed up yesterday. We installed the air conditioner system. At the end of the AC install, we offered the maintenance, and she signed up for an indefinite plan, $22.50 a month, and it's just for straight maintenance because she has a warranty. She's with a warranty company. And when you go to the pay, it gives you that option. You hit service agreement, and then at that point, you can show the customer the different plans that you have and just go from there.
Yeah, so these guys are a lot further along than I am with this stuff, but
Cool.
same thought process is you're putting together what the benefits are of what you're doing, and you sell them basically on those things. And who doesn't want to maintain everything that they have? If you have in my opinion, you have the right clients and the right customers, they're all about maintaining their stuff rather than trying to fix it. So it's preventative maintenance, and I sell it in the sense of like, hey, you don't wait until the engine's blown on your car to change the oil. You change the oil to maintain your car. So let's make sure we're taking care of one of the biggest investments you have in your home. Your whatever, your HVAC, your carpet cleaning, it's expensive to do these things. So let's make sure we're maintaining them and keeping the health of your home, basically up. So that's kind of the approach we do. So,
Nice. Do all three of you have employees?
yeah.
Yeah. So how do you incentivize them to sell service agreements?
Yeah, so basically what we do is to incentive, to give them the incentive is we'll give them the first month's service agreement. That is their bonus for actually signing them up. So if it's a $20 a month service agreement, they're getting that $20 on their check. Or there could be just, if you wanted to give them cash, it's up to you. However you want to incentive, give them that incentive to sell it. So I mean, who doesn't like money? Give your employees money, and
Right.
they will do magical things.
So ours is kind of similar as well. And what we do is give the technician we give them 5% of the renewal of each month. So each time a customer pays their bill, we give them 5% of that bill. So that way they can also get that passive income coming in too.
Yeah.
And,
Nice.
get that residual.
I want to come and work for you, man. That's pretty good.
How about you, Jason?
So currently we are not incentivizing. We're in the process of changing some stuff up, but in the past we've used what we call mailbox money. So who doesn't like to go to the mailbox and pull out a nice check? But I love some of the ideas. I'm writing stuff down. So I think our biggest challenge, we were primarily electrical, and so we just started heating and air a couple of years ago. And so the majority of our plan memberships are electrical. And so unlike heating and air, when things are breaking down all the time, your electrical system, homeowners call an electrician like once every 9 years. So how do I get back in that home every year? Well, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, with us electricians, we have to sell more on the savings than we do the maintenance. So it's transitioning from that savings aspect to over, this is why we need to be here once a year, at least tighten up the connections and the panel and going through ground faults and stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, I want to ask you, Milton, in particular, why do you feel that recurring revenue is just important for your business? What does it bring to you?
Sure. So one of the, I think one of the obstacles that we come across as service providers is we are servicing the general public, right? And you want to build value in your business. We were talking about building value in our business a little bit earlier during lunch. And when you build value in your business, it's like you get all these clients and you get these customers that, yeah, they're going to use you every once in a while. But what if you want to sell your business one day? Are you in the black? Are you in the red? Can you show that you actually have value of your business more than just the assets? The customers are valuable, and if you can show in the future, say if I have $20,000 in recurring revenue coming in per month, if I go to sell my business, now my business is worth a lot more than just what I have as far as my equipment. So that's my plan, is to build it up to where I'm building more value in my business rather than just in like the customers, because the customers can go to anybody, but if I have them locked into something, that builds a lot of value in my company. So that's why I use it.
I like that answer. That's a great answer. You want to add to
You
that?
wanted to ask me the question one more time.
I was just saying, how do you feel that recurring revenue, what kind of value does that bring to your business, having that recurrence coming in each and every month?
One more time.
The recurring revenue, how does recurring revenue really help your business? Do you feel like it helps your business having that cash coming in each and every month from these customers that are using recurring service plans?
Yeah, so it's helping the business dramatically by keeping the guys busy whenever there's a small slow period, because there's with our business, when it's like fall and spring, customers is not buying that much, they're not, the phone's not ringing that much. So, but hey, we got all of these calls, these people that we signed up for maintenance plans that need their maintenance. So now we got work, and then also that passive income. So if the money is slow, this month you might have this money coming in, next month you have that money coming in, and you already did the work like 6 months ago. So that's how it's helping us.
Yeah. Do you want to add to that?
Ditto. For us, we used to only sell just the yearly plan, period. And then we incorporated a buy 3, get 1 free. And so then we broke that down even monthly. So now we have more people paying monthly than we do the annual plans. And so having the extra cash flow is nice. And then also I agree with you, what you said, being able to potentially sell your business in the future and looking so much more attractive to somebody who may buy it. Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback off that, do you guys have any certain goals, maybe not specific dollar amounts, but percentage increases in recurring revenue, or just service plans that you want to sell per year? Maybe you want to sell 50% more plans next year than you are this year. Are you guys thinking about it that way?
Yes. So of course the goal is to try to get as many people to buy as possible. So I always do these numbers in my head. I say, okay, if I get, like right now we got over 2,000 customers. So if we get all 2,000 customers to sign up, 2,000 customers times our highest plan, which is $5,250, that's a lot of goddamn money. So like I look at that and it's like motivation every time I sign up somebody. I say, yes, we're getting closer and closer. And that's just the key. So every month I just look back at that command center and I say, hey, there you go. First it was 10, and now it's 20, now it's 30, so on like that.
The goal is more money, sir. Let's just be honest.
Saying less is more money.
Very nice.
So for those of you that have kind of the same set agreements, how do you go about selling a particular one to a customer where they're like, I'm a unique snowflake, like I don't want to just buy into one of these preset agreements?
That's a good question. That wasn't on the list either.
I kind of reworded.
Yeah. Okay, so say that one more time.
Yeah, so you have all these set agreements,
Yeah.
and you're trying to sell it to a customer, and they say, my situation is very unique, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fit into one of these set agreements that you've already pre-proposed for me.
Well, the first thing I think of is on our agreements, we currently only have per system. So when we get first thing I think of is if they have a second system in the house, or maybe they've got a mini split system that maybe needs service as well, then it's more of a customize. For me, it's few and far between that we get into that. But you said, I think you tapped on that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, customizable per person rather than per whatever, because not everybody fits in the same mold.
Yeah.
Everybody does. So if we treat the people like they fit in one mold, then we're not treating them like they're special. So let's treat them like they're special and give them what they need, not what we need. So.
So let's just say that I'm not using recurring service plans right now. What is just absolutely one thing that I need to know before I implement them?
As far as somebody out in the audience here, is that what you're asking?
Absolutely.
Just make sure that you have your books in order. Be consistent with what you're doing. Be a trustworthy company that just do what you say you're going to do. We're all in business for a reason. We want to make money, but if we're not in business to do what we say we're going to do, then we're going to fail. So just be consistent with what you're doing. I think that's what my advice would be. So
with mine on that, since I got all of these big plans with the agreements, the main thing is making sure you got the personnel. So if, like what we do is we promise the customers we'll be there within a week to 2 weeks from the time they sign up to do their initial service agreement, if we don't do it that day. So some days we got a full schedule and we don't have time to actually clean the furnace and the AC on that initial call that we make that sale on. So we promise to come within 2 weeks. But as you know, like if you're selling them every day, that can get kind of busy. And if you don't have the guys, then customers calling back like, hey, you just sold me a plan. You're supposed to be here last week. What happened? So when I first started signing customers up, my bad. When I first started signing customers up, we didn't have the guys. So that's what was the challenge. So my advice is when you do get into it and you get involved, you get motivated, make sure you got a team of one guy or two guys that's going to go out and service those customers.
Yeah. Following up with both of them, I'd say make sure you're priced correctly. It's nice to know what your competitors are doing, but make sure that you have your price correct, that you can stay in business. Cheap Charlie may be doing it for 99 bucks, a year down the street, and you need it to be $180. Well, don't sell it on the price, sell it on the benefits and the value that you bring to the table, not what you're trying to beat Cheap Charlie on.
Yeah, some people want McDonald's and other people want a good burger. Let's just put it that way. That's it.
Fair point. All right, last question for you all before we turn it over to the audience. What is the biggest benefit that implementing recurring service plans has given your business?
Money.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Potentially in the future. I don't know. I'm still early.
I think
That's all good.
Following back up to your first question is just the ongoing work and
Yeah.
the ongoing revenue that comes in from it and creating those client cheerleaders. Yeah.
Good deal.
Money and constant work, same thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, we'd love to open it up to the audience. Any questions that you guys have for our lovely panel members up here about recurring service plans? Yeah, do we have a mic runner?
I can talk loud.
All right.
Do you guys ever throw a service plan in on a sale on a new equipment for the heating and air guys on new equipment? So, you've got a customer who has 3 estimates sitting at the table. You guys ever throw in a maintenance plan, like 1 year free maintenance for the person?
So if you didn't hear him, he said, do you ever throw a plan in to close a sale? I actually have them built into our comfort replacement guides. So all the way up to a 3-year, depending on which level they choose. So 3 years for the top plan, 2 years for the middle plan, and just a 1 year for the bottom plan. So yeah, it's a great closer.
I have not entered that into the system as far as automatically giving them a plan with the install. I feel like the value of the plan is valuable itself. So, and then the value of our work is a separate. So I mean, they pay for the install, which is what they initially wanted, and then we'll sell them the plan. That's something we might do in the future, though.
Yeah.
What are you doing for documentation?
Yeah, so we actually have it in Housecall Pro. We have our codes, and so like if we sell an elite plan, it's a EL, or like an electrical plan, it's a ELEC, like a 1 year is 1, and so that pulls it up, and it's automatically already in there. So we pull up that code, and then in that, if we're doing it monthly through a checking account, like ACH through checking account, so all the verbiage is in there, all the legal crud is in there, and we just simply put in, their banking information, and then they sign off on it. So it's just like you would do it with a normal invoice. If you're pulling up whatever it may be, changing out a GFCI or surge protector, it's ESR7 is our code for surge protector. It pulls up all the stuff that we've already put in there.
That's great, but my question is more, you make your first initial service call, you're documenting you want to get all that information, what size filters they need.
Yeah.
To make sure that, Bob went this year, but
Yeah.
Joe's going to go next time. Everybody's got to be on the same page.
I got you. So we have that comes probably more, and I think you touched on it too. When we go back to actually do the evaluation, we have an evaluation form that all that information is filled out on with their system, serial numbers, model numbers, and that gets put on the evaluation form and then scanned in and put into attached to their profile in Housecall Pro. Well, yeah, we actually do everything underneath the customer attachments as a picture. So that way, no matter if we go back there for whatever job, it's attached to the customer, not attached to the job. So it's easier for us to look back on the history. Yes, and that's part of the follow-up process. When the techs call in, we have a series of questions that we ask the technicians. Did you do this? Did you take a picture of this? And so there's a balance and check to make sure that those things are getting done.
So right from your Housecall Pro, right in your notes section, you can create a template. And so what we've done is we create templates where it has like the unit information, dispatch number, brand, type, model, serial, product, filter size, because we give like 6-month supply of filters for like our silver plan, or a year supply filters for our gold plan. So that we know which filters to drop back off, we make sure we have all of the information there for that. The size of the coil, size of the plenum, size of the furnace. Do they have an air cleaner? Do they have a humidifier? How old is the air cleaner? How old is the humidifier? Do they have a UV light? When was the last time the bulb replaced? So that when it's time to do any upsells, it's time to do any maintenance, we have all that information right here. And the pictures, Housecall Pro makes it so easy for you just to add the pictures, and everything is right there. So the technician knows to take a picture of the customer's nameplate, and take a picture of the furnace, the equipment, and everything else. So everything is built right into the customer's invoice. Yes, sir.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
You do appliances or heating and air?
Both.
Both. Okay, so I know there's a lot of appliance guys in here that are wondering, how are you doing plans on appliances?
We don't do plans on
Not
appliances.
doing. Okay.
Hell no.
Sorry,
folks.
Zach. I tried.
Folks, that's all the time we have for right now. If you are interested in recurring service plans, please head over down here to the product table. You can chat with me or any of these lovely folks here in the blue shirts. These gentlemen will be here for the rest of the day. Certainly appreciate your guys' time. Thank you again so much for coming out. It's awesome having you guys out here. It's a great show. And yeah, we'll talk soon.